What are we expecting from the Model Y? You know, it was not too long ago when if Elon Musk tweeted something about a new model, it would be a catalyst in some way.
Yeah, you know, what matters now is unit sales, unit volumes, and the Model X has been priced too high. Sorry, the Gen 3 has been priced too high. The Model Y will most likely be priced too high as well to see the really significant volumes that people really want to see Tesla achieve in 19.
You know, it's funny because recently Elon Musk, obviously, the goal had always been to bring the Model 3 down to $35,000. He's finally, it seems like he's done it so far in terms of actually selling the car at $35,000. You can get a car for $35,000.
Yeah, you know,
it's
$35,000, but you know, if you want wheels and you know, any color other than black and autonomous is 42. And oh, by the way, the battery is a third smaller than the standard 75 kilowatt hour battery. So your range is comparable to the 60 kilowatt hour Model S many years ago that just didn't sell. Didn't have the range to really be attractive to consumers.
So you think even though the Model 3 price is brought down, as the company had aimed to do for years and years, that car is actually a car that nobody want to buy, and so ultimately it's still a luxury price point?
I won't say nobody because that's absolute. I just think it'll see lesser demand, and it is still very much a luxury price point.
What would you rather see Tesla do? Sell higher priced cars but fewer of them, or more lower priced cars?
So Tesla's a growth stock, right? So they really need to achieve unit growth, and people will forgive them for not making as much money today when there's the idea that there's going to make lots of money tomorrow. So they really do need to have substantial volume growth. And that's what's been lacking. That's where visibility is kind of falling apart a little bit. Looks like they're going to be at the bottom end of their guidance range for this year.
Your gripe with Tesla, though, in terms of your hold rating, it sounds like, according to these notes, is the cost of the battery. So does that really become something that comes to bear as a problem for the company now with the margins getting thinner and thinner? That is
the essential question on Tesla. It always has been since the first day. So based on hard economic data out of Japan, METI in Japan, the cost of Tesla's battery is around $240 a kilowatt hour, not the whisper number that the company gives you of 100 to 150. They only say that in dark corners. So if you look at a company like Porsche, which has a really amazing product coming on the market this year, the Taycan, right? Their battery cost is $250 a kilowatt hour. You know, at the cell level, there's no difference. So Tesla does not have this big competitive moat that many people think. Now, it's a great company. It really just forced the growth of the category. There's been a lot of innovation there. They deserve respect for that. But competition's real.
Where does that notion come from? Like, Andrew, did you realize?
I've heard.
Right. Where does that come from? Where does that come from? That people believe Tesla has an advantage. Yeah. Where does that come from? And
so
you're saying they don't. This is factual.
I'm saying they do not. I'm saying you can go to the hard economic data from the Ministry of Economy, Trade and Industry out of Japan and pull data that shows that they're right around $230 to $240 a kilowatt hour. So you have to have a little bit of knowledge to do this.
This is though they get their data based on the battery that is produced at the Gigafactory?
No. So Tesla is around 84% of the offtake of Japanese production, and this is all automotive lithium-ion battery production in Japan. So it's a very high-quality data set. You know, I've been in batteries, you know, for almost 20 years, right? And many of the executives I've known for many, many years are all aware of this data. You know, I had one CEO in my office I hadn't seen for a number of years recently. You know, the people in industry that have done batteries over the long term, that know the structure of the industry, know that the METI data is impeccable. So, you know, for example, Samsung SDI, I had a meeting with senior management from Samsung SDI recently. They are also a supplier to the Model 3. That's something that I broke to Wall Street back, you know, around 6 years ago when they were going to be a supplier. They have confirmed that they believe that the METI data is impeccable.
Well, I've always said, what happens when Porsche makes some unbelievable, or BMW or Mercedes, and it's always that, oh no, Tesla has revolutionized the the assembly
With the
line
gigafactory and the
production
supply chain, they've been
and
able to take the
everything
cost
else.
down.
And there's a moat. They're implied that there's a moat. There's no moat.
There's no moat. The real thing for them that matters is how much does Porsche really want to push volumes, or how much does Jaguar really want to push volumes this year? So the Taycan is a beautiful car, right? But Porsche has a history of sort of feathering in production at the front end to maximize profitability.
So therefore, then the question is, who do you think? Do you think that there's an automaker 5 years from now, 3 years from now? I don't know where you think there's going to be a truly competitive product at a competitive price to some of the lower end Teslas, if you will.
So the everyman car is really what you're referring to. You know, I believe there will be an everyman car over the next number of years. It's difficult to say exactly when.
But if that's 5 years out, in terms of a true competitor to the Model 3, right? Right? Then
they've got runway.
Then they've got amazing runway.
The Model 3, I would not say it's a luxury car, right? That's not an everyman car. You know, if you're talking about a $45,000, $50,000 car, that's a luxury car. This is not something that'll go after the Camry. And the reason that people have been really excited.
The Camry's about a $25,000 car.
Exactly.
So you think the $35,000 price is not a real price because you think it really is a $45,000 price?
I think it's really a $45,000 price, and I think that the range is unattractive to consumers. I think range anxiety is real. You know, love what they've done with the supercharger network, but it doesn't get people there. So, you know, I'm a skeptic, and I have a hard time being bullish, you know, while I have been super bullish in the past.
Range anxiety. I don't need any other. You know what I mean?
You've got enough anxiety.
Yeah, I'm
You're
gonna
like,
say,
you got a lot on your plate.
Range
Joe, that's for
anxiety?
sure, a lot.
So the battery's gonna, and then you can't charge. Yeah.
What if you drive to work, you can't get home?
So
That's the big deal.
The whisper number that the Tesla gives you in terms of their battery metric versus the METI data, are you saying that the company's lying?
I'm saying that they're being less than transparent. There's a history here. You know, everybody's aware of funding secured
It's a
420.
diplomatic phrase for you to use, less than transparent.
Yes, funding secured 420, right? There's a track record here.